All right, we're going to do a house this time, and don't forget to always name your file. Let's click on title. Now it's going to save into your Trimble account. So I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to call this one. Always put your last name. So down here, I'm going to put my last name, and then dash. I'm going to call it house. This way, as a teacher, I'll be able to grade it. Okay, so go ahead and save it. Hello. There it is. And we're going to do the same thing that we did before. We're going to try to look down on the floor. We're going to draw and scroll out. And we're going to draw a house. So we're going to start out with the rectangle. And we're going to draw like a footprint of what the size of the house would be. About that big. And then with the push-pull tool, this is the push-pull tool, pull it up about higher than the person that's standing there. See, maybe a little bigger like that. There you go. And you can see if the house is too long or if you like it the way to the size it is. Just spin around. Okay, that's about right. Maybe make it a little smaller. If you want to change the size, you can always push-pull the sides here. Okay. So now I'm going to look down on the box, and with the line tool or the pencil tool, again, you're going to slide it until you get to the midpoint, and slide until you get to the midpoint. Click on it. Now, with the selection tool is this arrow tool. Click on the line, and then with the move tool, you're going to click on this end and pull it up in the blue axis. So make sure that it says blue axis, before you click off. Otherwise, the house is gonna look a little weird. Okay, so now what I need to do is make an overhang for the roof. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go underneath the house and use under the push-pull, there is an offset tool. Click on the offset tool, and on the bottom of the house, you're gonna offset about, like what a roof overhang might look like about that. And then use the push-pull tool, to push this up until be the overhang. Now, when you guys are creating the roof, make sure you give the thickness a little bit of, don't go all the way to the top of the roof where you have no thickness here. So don't do this where you have almost nothing, no thickness. Give it a little bit of a thickness there for the I think they're called joists, for the joists to be there. Okay. Now we need to push this part in, but what we're going to do is we're going to create another offset. So with the offset tool, create an offset. Make this offset about the same thickness, as this part, right? And then let's look down, because we're going to do a little trick here. We're going to push this with the push-pull. Push this in a little bit. Don't go in too far. Just a little bit. And then you see this little line here, this overhang. I want you to, with the push-pull, click on it and push it all the way down until it disappears. And you see that whole thing disappeared. Now, I'm going to look underneath so I can line up this wall with this wall. So I'm going to push this wall. So push it in until you see a red line, like that. See the red line? Let go. Now use the selection tool, the arrow tool. Click on the line. And then with the delete key, delete it on your keyboard. So so let's do. Let me see. That's it. I think that's a good point to stop. And let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay.